Hey my glam girls, welcome back to my channel. It's Chelsea, and today I'm so excited because we are talking about one of my favorite brands, Charlotte Tilbury. So I have in front of me the new Fire Rose eyeshadow palette, and I also purchased one of the new Eyes to Mesmerize cream eyeshadows in the shade Sunset Rose. So I am going to be showing you both of these eye looks that I have on my eyes now. Of course, doing swatches of the palette and the cream eyeshadow, and then doing some comparisons of this palette with the other palettes that I have from Charlotte Tilbury. So you want to definitely stay tuned till the end to see all of that. But before we get into this video, I just want to say thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend some time with me. If this is your first time here, I would love for you to stick around and subscribe to my channel and join the Glam Girl squad. And if you are a returning subscriber, well, thank you so much for deciding to come back and support my channel with all of your likes and your comments. They all truly do mean a lot to me. So let's get into this video. Outfit of the day, y'all. I found some maternity jeans. Okay. So on Instagram a few weeks ago, I posted on there I had bought some maternity jeans from a particular place, hated them, just hated them. And so I asked you all, does anybody have recommendation for maternity jeans that don't make me look fat and make me look like I'm pregnant? I know I'm pregnant, but I don't want to feel like it in my jeans. I love the stretch jeans, and so these are by the brand 1822 Denim, and I have to thank one of you all. I forgot your name, but I am going to send you a message on Instagram personally thanking you for recommending this brand. I love these jeans. So there is distress right here. I think you can see the distress right here. What I love about them the most is that they actually come past my ankle. Why are maternity jeans so short on the ankle? I don't like that. But I feel like they're stylish. They actually look nice on the caboose, and they're fitted, but they don't have like this weird like shape right here. And they're not crazy expensive either. They're not the cheapest, but they're not the most expensive. So I am definitely going to be getting some more of these. I brought two pairs. This is the pair in the darker denim color. Love them. And then I brought this shirt recently from Express, and I got it off the clearance rack. So if I can find it, I will link it down below. If I can't find it, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was on clearance, so it might not be currently sold, but I will take a look for it. But I love the ruffle detailing on the shirt here. And it's just a cute, simple V-neck that goes very cute with some jeans or a skirt, however you'd like to wear. And then I purchased my necklace off of Amazon. I love me some dainty jewelry. And so I love how dainty this necklace is. And I don't have on any earrings. Let me go put on some regular pearl earrings and I'll be back. Okay, and these earrings, I probably got them from like a multi-pack from Walmart, so nothing special here. But I will make sure to link my necklace. If I can find my shirt, I will link that. Definitely the jeans down below if you're interested in them. I forgot to mention, but the jeans are the type that have the elastic that comes over the belly, which I prefer because you don't run the risk of them falling down. So I really like them. They're so comfortable. They're stretchy as well, so they are a stretchy tight denim, and they are specifically called the vintage denim skinny because I love me some skinny. On to this eyeshadow palette. So here is the outside of the palette. I love this limited edition packaging of it. This is, like I said, the Fire Rose Luxury palette, and the inside of the palette looks like so pretty with these rose gold inspired shades. The palette does have a new formula in the pop shade right here that's supposed to be that will give you an extra pop of shimmer. So she always includes a pop shade, but I will agree, this pop formula is different and it is more sparkly on the lid. It actually has a very metallic like effect on the eye, and I need for her to keep this pop shade formula. I just need her to do it. You will see it in effect when we get into the demonstration. So we have the prime shade of the palette, the enhanced shade, the smoke shade, and then this new pop formula. And these shades, I love rose gold. I love these types of shades and themes in eyeshadow palettes. So when I saw it, I was like, I'ma love it. I have to love it. But I was really interested in seeing how this particular color story compared to the Walk of No Shame color story, because that is the palette that she came out before this one, and looking at them in the pan, they do look similar, but we'll do comparisons at the end and I'll give you my thoughts about that as well. I also have her new cream eyeshadow in the shade Sunset Rose. She does have another new shade of the cream eyeshadow, but I wanted this one because this was described as a rusty velvety rose color, and so I picked this one up because I felt like the other one looked more gold base, and I have one of her cream eyeshadows that is more of a gold base. So here is the new cream eyeshadow shade swatched next to the Fire Rose eyeshadow palette. The Fire Rose eyeshadow palette does retail for $53 and the cream eyeshadow shades retail for $32. However, I did get both of them in a bundle for $81, and I will make sure to link all of that down below. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, I created these two eye looks, and for this eye look, I used just the palette, and for this eyeshadow, I used a combination of the cream eyeshadow along with the palette. So let's jump into the demonstration of how I created these looks, and then we will go into swatches and my final thoughts at the end of this video. Stay tuned. Okay, so my eyes are primed with the ABH primer, and we're gonna get into this eye look. So I'm gonna start off with this enhanced shade right here, and I'm going in with the Chikuhodo blend brush, and I want to start blending this all over the eye. That blended beautifully. Just beautifully and so quickly. And this is like a one and done eye look. Let's go in with the smoke shade. Let's go with the smoke shade right here. And I'm taking a Sonia G mini booster brush. And we're just gonna concentrate it right here on along the base of the lid and keeping it toward the outer V of the eye. The prime shade right here, and my same Chikuhodo blend brush. I want to take this prime shade right here and just kind of swish it all over the lid, but of course keeping it toward the inner corner. So just taking it and swishing it around. And then I'm going in with this new pop formula, and I want to go in with my finger because I just want a full on intensity. And we're going to apply that right here in the middle. Oh, look at that. Okay, yes, this formula is definitely different. Definitely more intense and not subtle at all. That is beautiful. Beautiful. Going in with the smoke shade and my Sonia G pencil pro brush, and we're gonna keep that nice and tight. Same brush, going back in with the enhanced shade, and then going back in with the smoke shade and kind of blending out the base of the enhanced shade with it. Same brush, and then going in with the pop shade, because I definitely want that to be the inner corner shade. Oh, this shade is just beautiful. Now I want to go in with the Eyes to Mesmerize cream eyeshadow, and I want to use this as a base for this eye look. And then going back in with my Chikuhodo blend brush and just blending the color all across the lid. And Charlotte did say you could apply this particular cream eyeshadow for a sheer application of color, which is what I would call what I have here, just a nice sheer application of color. Or you can apply more to intensify it. So let's add just a little bit more. And then blending that into the eye. Let's take the prime shade right here. Same brush, and let's use that. And blend it toward the inner corner of the eye. And let's actually blend this toward the middle of the eye as well. So inner corner to the middle of the eye. BK Beauty 204 brush and the smoke shade right here. I want to use a shade like a liner. And let's just kind of line the lash with this smoke shade. For the lower lash line, let's take the enhanced shade right here and the Sonia G Pencil Pro brush. And let's use that for the lower lash line. Shall we go on with the pop shade? Just a tiny bit of the pop shade, just a smidge. Right there. Right there. Okay, so I'm gonna finish off my face and then I will come back to give you my final thoughts on the palette and then do some comparisons of this palette with the other palettes that I have. So stay tuned. So here is my final look. I will make sure to link everything down below that I did use on my face. A quick rundown, I pretty much used everything Charlotte Tilbury on my face for the most part. So I used her Airbrush Flawless Finish Foundation in the shade 10N. And I used a combination of Charlotte's Magic Away Concealer in the shade 9 Dark, along with the Armani Luminous Concealer in the shade 7.5. For powder, you guys know I'm riding hard with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Powder in medium, and I topped that powder with the Pat McGrath powder in the shade medium. Of course, Charlotte bronzer, shade tan, love that bronzer. My blush is the Cheek to Chic in the shade Walk of No Shame, and I use the matte shade and also the Shimmer Pop on the apples of my cheeks. For highlight, I'm using her new Hollywood Superstar Glow Highlighter. She's beautiful. And then on my lips, I'm using the Walk of No Shame lip liner with the lipstick in the shade called Mrs. Kisses, and that's the lipstick right here. And then I finished my look with my Lila Be Aglow setting spray along with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless setting spray. So I will, like I said, I will link all of those products down below. Now on to my final thoughts. OMG, y'all. Charlotte did it again. So I have now 4 of these luxury quads, and I started buying her luxury quads this year, and every time I purchase these quads, the formula gets better and better and better. I have to agree with you, Kalechi, if you're watching this. She is one of Charlotte's makeup artists, and I saw her do a tutorial with this particular palette, and I said, now, Kalechi, we love, like, she put me on to the Queen of Glow palette, and if you would have asked me which of these luxury quads were my favorite from the ones that I have, I would say hands down Queen of Glow. Absolutely love this quad. It's just beautiful. And so I asked her, I said, Kalechi, is this Fire Rose one better than our beloved Queen of Glow? And she was like, I think it might be. The formula of this is golden. I mean, it is spectacular. It is beautiful. I mean, the way these shadows blended on the eye, the pigmentation of the shadows, and just the actual undertones of the rose gold theme, splendid, splendid. Like I said, the new formula of the pop shade, I need it in all of the palettes moving forward. Not saying that her pop shades weren't good in the previous ones, but let's do a little comparison of these two. In terms of color story, these do not look similar. You know, I don't feel like there's any similarity per se in these two color stories. But I will do just a swatch of the pop shade so you can see the difference in formula. Here's the pop shade from the new Fire Rose palette. Here is the pop shade in Walk of No Shame. Look at just the intensity of the pop shade from the new Fire Rose palette compared to the pop shade in Queen of Glow. Okay, now let's look at the Walk of No Shame palette. Now these two definitely do look similar in my opinion. You know, if I were just kind of looking at them, I might say she kind of came out with two of the same palettes, but there are differences. So number one, the Walk of No Shame palette is going to lean more burgundy there versus the Fire Rose palette, which is this one, is going to lean more rose gold. And I really do think they do. Let's do some swatch comparisons though, so we can see them in action. First, let's swatch the pop shade from Walk of No Shame, since we already have the pop shade from Fire Rose palette already swatched. So here is the Walk of No Shame pop shade. And as you can see, the formula of the Walk of No Shame pop shade is different from the formula of the Queen of Glow palette, but definitely not as intense as the Fire Rose palette. I think all three pop shades are beautiful, but this Fire Rose one is just splendid. Like, these are the types of pop shades that I like, that when you put it on, you see it. There's no question that you have some type of pop of color. I love it. I love that they're not subtle. Okay, so here are all the shades of the two palettes, the new Fire Rose palette and the Walk of No Shame. So we have the prime shade from the Fire Rose palette, prime shade from the Walk of No Shame. Then we have the enhanced shade from the Fire Rose palette, the enhanced shade from Walk of No Shame, the smoke shade from Fire Rose, and the smoke shade from the Walk of No Shame. And the difference between these two shades is that the smoke shade from the Fire Rose palette is a true matte shade. The smoke shade from the Walk of No Shame palette is more of a satin shade. So it's not completely matte, but it's not completely shimmer-like as well. And then these last two shades, this is going to be the pop shade from Fire Rose, and then the pop shade from the Walk of No Shame. So looking at these two palettes in comparison, they really do have differences that if you have the Walk of No Shame palette, you're really interested in this Fire Rose palette, I do not feel like you're going to repeat yourself. And I do feel like you're going to get a different hue of color on the eyes. Another major difference between these two, and I'm more so focusing on these two since these are the two Charlotte Tilbury palettes that I feel look the most similar out of the ones that I have. Obviously, I do not have all of her luxury palettes, but these are the two that I'm going to be focusing on. The formula in the new Fire Rose palette is so much more creamy. Even with the matte shade in the Walk of No Shame palette, even though that one has more of a, well, when I say matte shade, matte-like shade, even though that formula is more satin, and when you think satin, you think softer in texture, when I actually put my finger in the Fire Rose completely matte shade and compared it to the satin shade in the Walk of No Shame palette, which is supposed to be the smoke shade as well, the smoke shade in the Fire Rose palette is so much more creamy. And even when I applied the shadows to my eyes in the tutorial, I mean, they literally felt like cream going onto my eye. They blended so well and so quickly. And this formula that she put into this new Fire Rose palette is just, like I said, it's just splendid. So I would have to say formula-wise, the best formula hands down out of the 4 eyeshadow palettes that I have. The last one that I have, just to show you, is the All Matte Desert Haze palette. And obviously, I'm not going to do swatch comparisons with this one since the colors are totally different. But this one, Miss Charlotte, whew, she killed it with this one. This might be my new favorite luxury quad just because the formulation is just stunning. I still love my Queen of Glow. I do. She's not going anywhere. But the 2 eye looks that I created, love it. This cream eyeshadow, so I don't even think I ever showed y'all the cream eyeshadow in the actual pot, but the cream eyeshadow, beautiful. I have another cream eyeshadow in the shade Star Gold. So here's the other cream eyeshadow that I have from Charlotte. This is in the shade Star Gold. And this is the one that I felt looked similar to her other new shade. Here is the new Sunset Coral shade. And then this is Star Gold. And hopefully you guys can see those too. But they are definitely different in color. like Charlotte said, the new shade does pull more of that dusty rose color, where Star Gold is a true gold, almost copper gold-like shade. But I love how both of them blend so easily on the eye. You can go for a more subtle look with just the cream eyeshadow. They do last very well on the eye. Or you can, you know, use them as a base like I did and pop some other colors on top of them. But I think this shade is beautiful as well. I'm really glad that I picked it up, and I'm interested in the other shade. I might pick it up too. I might have to see it in action. But I'm so glad I picked up this new Fire Rose palette. It is a limited edition in this limited edition packaging. Now I wonder if she would change the packaging to her normal packaging and bring the palette back. I don't know. But if you are interested in this eyeshadow palette, pick it up. I think it is beautiful. I think it is just amazing. And what really blows my mind and what makes me truly recommend it is the formulation of the palette. The colors are beautiful, but it's the formulation that has really taken my breath away and made me go like, this palette is definitely one to have if you are interested in it. I do feel like the colors in this palette are also going to be suitable for a plethora of complexions, because I really like that this burgundy shade is definitely deep. It's got some pigmentation to it. So I do feel like this palette will show up on my deeper women of color, as well as being suitable for women who are more fair in complexion. Of course, go in with a lighter hand if you're lighter with this deeper shade. But I do feel like this is a palette that will definitely work for lighter complexions, then for deeper complexions as well, because we do have depth in this one. And then, like I said, this pop shade just brings so much intensity that you're definitely going to get some good use out of this, really no matter what complexion you are. So I really am happy about that. So those are my thoughts on this palette. Please let me know your thoughts on the palette and also the cream eyeshadow. Let me know if you plan on picking it up. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope to see you in my very next video. Bye, guys.